And we are back. Hope everybody had a very blessed Merry Christmas. And by the time the show is over with, have a blessed Happy New Year as we're moving into the year 2023. It's now only 2 days away now. Crazy how this year has flown by. From the parts unknown, this is the Clem and Claw Show, the second and fourth Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for you East Coast people, 6:30 on the West Coast. If you're in a Central Time zone like myself, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Uh, Actually, interesting. There's been a couple announcements on some of these fights. There's been a couple announcements, but other than that, it looks like everything is going to the new year. There's not much more to report. Other than that, had a good Christmas, hung out with some people. It was good. That's it. Nothing more to say. Down and watch football left, right, and central, and NBA basketball left, right, and central.
Right. A lot of that going around. A lot of basketball and stuff like that going around. But NBA with their Christmas Day slate, and then just taking it from there. Just,
With that being said, yes. With that being said, you have anything else you have to say before we start this?
I'm ready to dive right in.
With that being said, I believe there was announced. Yes, there were a couple announcements. I think Sweet Fights made it that I guess it was Angel versus Stephanie. I guess it was supposed to drop
Correct.
sometime in December. I don't know when. It might be. If I have to guess, it's probably going to be the end. If I have to guess, I'm going to say it's going to be the end of the month. That's a guess on my
Mm.
part. That's a guess. I'm going to say it's going to be the 31st, which for people who don't know, that's going to be Saturday. I think it's going to be Saturday if any of those fight things are going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is Slap City made a post. I think it was two new people that's supposed to come in January of 2023. So I forgot their names already. I need to go and look. I think I know who it is, but let me go look. I'll be back. Going to check out real quick. I know who it is. I don't know who it is because I just saw this a while ago. Ah, oh yeah, it's a lady named Laura. Okay, there it is. Got it. Let me jump in back in here. Let me read this off the top. Okay. So yes, it's the first international cat fight of 2023. It's gonna happen in January. A lady named Laura underscore fighter is her name, and the other one is uh Nika. I'm hoping I'm saying her name right. Oh, Miss underscore Nika wrestler. So these two are about to get it on the 23rd. It's being billed as two ladies who don't like each other. At least that's what it's built up to be. I guess one of our fans asked a question to one of them, and then it started off a firestorm about Italian people and all that stuff. From what I can tell, that's all I have for that. Those are the only two right now. Otherwise, everybody is on vacation. Watch.
Well, did you not see? Reagan said she's going to drop something on the 31st.
I did see that. I'm intrigued. I mean, actually intrigued by what she's going to draw because she's dropped a lot of videos as of late. She's had a two-part series with her and Lynn with the scissors battles. There was another one with what else did she drop? She dropped quite a few videos lately on her Gumroad page,
Hmm.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering your take on that. So,
My take on that one is interesting and intriguing. I am very interested to see what she's going to drop on the 31st, which is like I said a day and a half from now. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to see what she's going to do with that. You know what I mean? I really want to know what she's going to do with that one. Other than that, I have not much thoughts on it because I don't know what she's going to do. Maybe she might drop a match for. I didn't know. I did see that she also had a post earlier saying that she asked who she wants to see. Who do we want to see next
mm,
fight for her? So I already made my opinion known. You know which one I've talked about.
right,
It's not what you think. It's not Janai. It's not Janai versus Reagan. It's not that. You have an idea which one it is.
yeah,
is a fight that was supposed to happen that got canceled. That's the one I want to see.
I just fat chance for that coming in.
I know, but we're asking. She was asking, so people are just making suggestions. Some of them, not many people have responded yet.
Right.
Yeah, other than that, right? Like I said, other than that, in the catfight news, there's not much to speak of right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name's on vacation right now? Everybody's pretty much, getting ready to go for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I see that as cast reviews bringing out old fights or mentioning old fights from his past.
Question. Now, you know the one thing we
Yep.
have not done yet. We have not done our top 8 for the year.
Oh, that's coming. I'm saving that one for now. I'm saving for that one because I'm done talking about this. So if you want to
Question.
get on
I
it, you
I
can go
want
ahead
to
since
ask
you brought
this:
it up.
did Gia Love fight at all this year? Do have a competitive cat fight at all this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I do not think so. I don't. I don't. I, there's a lot of people who have a competitive cat fight
Correct.
this year. I don't think Gia had a. Because, yeah, Gia didn't. I know Paris for sure didn't.
Right.
I know Sarah Brooke didn't.
Right. Because see, we sit
I
here and
know
we
for
look
sure
at
she
the
didn't.
list. It's kind of a short list.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, we're gonna struggle just to find 8.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
struggled
seriously,
to get 8. I got 9 names. I'm struck. I'm struck. Doc, I'm struggling.
you done better than me.
I'm
You
struggling.
done better than me. All I can think of is, well, I won't say it in no particular order, but the people who did fight this year, I guess. Let's see. I guess I can put what's her name in there. Chikara, I'll put her in there. I have to put her in there because she at least did a fight, so I'll put her in there.
And she
Sunny
did
did a
very
fight, I'll put
well.
her in there. She's not, yeah. Like I said, there's very few people that actually did fights this year, like you said. I
This,
mean,
so
very
this is my
few.
list. I got Laura on the list because she did the fight with Reagan.
Yeah, but other than that, we didn't see her at all for the rest of the year.
But still, that was like really early in the year. But we still did see her.
Okay, she's on the list. Okay, that's
And so
fine.
I got Laura, I got Reagan, I got Peyton, I got Valentina,
Okay.
I got
Yep.
Shakira. I put Patience on the list,
Hmm.
Sunny Ray,
Yeah, she deserves to be on the
and then the
list.
last two I brought in, I did Adri and Dez from Caddy Fights.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with you. Would so I'm trying to decide if I want to put Dez. Right, they're new, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to put them at
Oh, they're on the back
6,
end,
7, or
right?
8
They're
right
on the
now.
back end, but they still on. I'm putting Adri on the list solely because of the number of fights she's had. Um,
Agree.
I
Plus,
haven't seen
I think Edry's done a little bit better than Dez. Barely though. Barely. Dez, it could flip
Dez
flop between
had
Dez and
3
Edry when it
fights,
comes
and
to
I know
7,
she
8.
won the first two. I don't know if she won the last one, but I
Okay,
know she won the first two.
keep going. I'm listening.
In the case of
Okay,
Sonny, the fact that Sonny did what 3 fights this year, I think Sonny did 3.
3.
So
She did
that's
3.
almost enough just to get you on the list. Valentina, that's enough to get you.
Yeah, she's
I
on the
don't know if
list.
there's anybody else from that group I will bring in. Um,
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think those are the only ones.
Reagan,
Let's
when
be
I get
serious.
in,
There's a lot of
Peyton
people.
made a comeback, so Peyton gets on the list.
Yeah.
Reagan gets on the list because he had one. Lord,
Who did she fight? Because I forgot.
who Reagan?
Yeah, who did she forget?
She
I
fought
forgot.
Tilly.
I know she
Remember,
killed
she
Peyton, but
was
other than
supposed to
that,
fight. She was
oh
supposed to
yeah,
fight
that's right.
the Bella
That's
Ink
right.
girl, and then
Yeah,
that got
that
pulled
was
out, and
fantastic.
then Tilly came in. Now Tilly's a Hall of Famer. Tilly's on the legend
All the
list,
Hall
so
of Fame list.
we're not right. We're not. Emma Ray and
Okay.
Alexa Kiss don't make the list. Their
No, no,
fight
no,
got
no, no.
their
Yeah,
fight
they
got
don't.
cut short, so
That fight got canceled. Yeah, I got cut short.
that doesn't make the list.
So we got Dez or Adri or either one, 7 and 8, right? Either way. I'll go ahead and put Dez 8. I'll put Adri 7. It's close. Either way.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide who's 6 out of the group. We know Queen Gia Love definitely didn't do any fight. Valor didn't do any fights either. I was
Right.
gonna put her on here, but
Violet didn't do any
she's
fights.
old. Didn't do.
Um, Shandy Hart, she's rumored to come back, but she didn't do no fight yet either. And even then, we already know what that. She's
Yeah,
not.
we know.
She's not. She's out. So,
Yeah,
um,
Davina is definitely
Davina
out
didn't
of
have
this
a
list.
fight
She didn't
this
do
year,
anything
so
either.
she's out.
That's what
Um,
Candy is out. There's a
I'm
lot of people out.
putting
Alexa Brooke is out
so
too, by the
between
way. But
Patience and
carry on.
Sunny.
We all know why.
It really comes down to Patience and Sunny, who's 5 and 6. Patience fought
Yep,
twice, won one, lost one. Sonny fought three
yep.
times. I don't know what her record in the first one.
She won one.
Okay,
She won one. Her last fight before Shakira, she won.
okay.
So she beat Carmilla. I know I gave it away, but she beat her. So
So let's
right.
do
So
this.
she
Let's do this. With Patience and Sonny, we're gonna give them a tie for 5.
okay.
5 tie,
That's
which
fine.
that would take
I
care
work
of
with that.
5 and 6. So now that leaves you with 4. Reagan, Peyton, Valentina, Shakira. Because I want to keep Laura out because the
So we
Laura
got
Cross fight might have been
yeah. Keep
last year.
yeah.
It might have been that might have been last.
It was last
Was it
year.
last year? Okay.
It was last
Okay.
year.
Well
I
then
seen it. It was last year.
well then Laura's
I
out.
went back
Then
and
she's
looked.
out. Um I think that I'm gonna put Valentina at 4.
Okay, let me before I agree with you. Who are your thoughts on the other three? Say I agree or not. I might have something different. I might have Valentina higher slightly, but okay. Who is your top three then?
You know these Reagan, Peyton, and Shakira. Um I'm gonna put Reagan at 1, Shakira at 2, Peyton at 3.
Okay, yeah,
Mainly because the last time
yeah.
we saw Peyton fight before this one, even though it was almost months and months ago,
It was months
that
ago.
and
It
I
was this
don't
year.
think if there was a fight again today, I don't think it would be any different. If anything, um, I would predict probably a 3-0. Maybe Peyton may get 1 point.
Truth be told, if they
Um,
fought again, I see Peyton only getting one. She'll do
maybe
well just to
one.
get one. She'll probably get one.
Right.
And Reagan, it won't be a dusting, but Reagan will probably get like four.
It won't be as dusting as it was last time, but I think
No, last time was just that was just a beatdown. Last time was just sad, right? Let's just call that as it was.
so
It was just sad.
for that. And then Shakira, I mean, if you would have told me that come the end of the year, I would have had Shakira 2 on my list, would have been that would have been short of a miracle. But her performance on that one fight alone was just enough. That was the best.
I agree.
That was the best she's ever looked.
I agree
Like
with you.
she like that was like a
I totally agree.
fulfillment of potential. It was just
Correct.
I had it's a I mean it's not the fight of the year, but
No, 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 not at
but
all.
at least her performance.
Yeah,
Now let me ask you this.
dude, it was.
Oh, you know what? I don't even need to ask you. I can look it up
Go
myself. Um,
ahead. I'm listening.
I'm trying to see. There was another person we may be leaving out. Okay. Queen Rogue and Mandy May.
Uh,
Was Queen
First of
Rogue this
all,
year?
yeah, she was February. Other than that, she hasn't really done anything. Her and Manny
She
May were both
hasn't.
December, February, both of them.
Does Rogue decide to go on the list, and she decided to go on honorable mention?
She's honorable mention because we need more than one match. We need more than one cat fight. All these people we have
But
on there have, yeah. Well, Shakira's had
oh,
one, Reagan has one, but at least we know who it is. Her Reagan's one is again someone we know.
right.
Not trying to disrespect Mandy May, but But and who Shakira, at least Shakira fought at least Sonny, at least someone that's active.
Right. So Green Rose
She's definitely honorable
go
mention.
honorable mention.
She's honorable mention for sure. Right now, I think she's like the only one that's honorable mention right now. If you want to be
Should be
serious
the
about
only
it.
one. Me, I'm always gonna champion the I think Miss Juliet should be an honorable mention, but that's just me.
You, you want to put her on there
But
because we haven't seen any. We're still waiting on her. Right, man. We're still
but
waiting.
then again, I mean, if I'm gonna give her honorable mention, if I'm gonna be fair, I can say
Mhm.
that about a whole slew of other folk. So,
Okay, so
but just
Queen.
in my mind's
So
eye,
Queen Raw for
because
sure is an honorable mention. Anybody else?
I'm just gonna put Juliet just because she had circumstances that was beyond her control, why the
Okay,
match didn't pull off. So I
okay,
think for that, I mean, I can't. I mean, because the Road gonna get an honorable mention for one match that she fought. I'm just gonna
okay,
do that, you know. So
okay.
she'll get honorable mention on just that. Um, which to be truth be told, I think Rogue and Juliet as a I think that would be spicy.
I don't see nothing. Oh,
That would be spicy. That would be
oh,
spicy.
oh,
That would be spicy.
oh,
But
that one.
but yeah, but that'll be more of a courtesy thing. But yeah, but it's just that this year is the year of volume. Um, I thought about some of the Slap City girls, um, but I don't think enough of them. I don't think any of them had more than one, so
Correct.
they didn't make the cut. And then with Cat's review, I don't think he put out as many fights this year as he's done in the past.
No, he was very underwhelming. Is that the word?
And Pat Farrer like almost disappeared.
Oh, Fat Pharaoh, pretty much he has disappeared. No one knows. No one knows where he
So
has disappeared.
so it's like I can't add none of his girls. So like I
Nope,
said, I mean it's just that this year, I mean this is not exactly
not great.
well. I mean
We are
this would not be the group we would have normally thought. But the fact that they showed up, they fought, they put in work,
down the list.
volume of match. I gotta go. I gotta go with it because, like
Yeah,
I
because
said,
like
let's
I
be
said,
honest. Adrian
our,
had like
our
what 4 fights. Dez had 3 fights. Sonny Ray had 3 fights. Patience had 2 fights. Shakira
yep,
had one. Valentina
yep.
had what 2 this
Yeah, she
year?
had. I think. Yeah, I
At
think it's
least
two,
2.
at least two.
Peyton had the one, and Reagan had the one. So
I
you had
won.
3 that had one, and the other 5 had at least multiple fights this year. So
Correct. Yeah, Valentina. Oh yeah, Valentina.
from
Yeah,
a sheer
Valentina definitely had. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
so
she
from a
definitely had
sheer
more than one. Go ahead.
so so from a sheer volume, you know. So like all now next year, I think everything will balance out if the usual suspects come back out to play. You know,
I agree.
um, you Valor is rumored to make a return. Gia,
Yep.
I'm sure she'll have something. She'll do something next year. Um, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like it'll balance itself back out. Um, Kim
Yeah.
Chi may jump it back in. Who knows? So I think next we'll see.
I forgot I forgot one thing.
So
Oh yeah, Lil Rampage is trying to come back next year. Speaking of her,
right.
according to her,
So
she
that's what I'm
says
saying. Right.
her and Paris Love are trying to do something on. Is it February or is it February? Somewhere on February 27th. We'll see if that holds or not. We'll
Okay.
see.
That date
Right?
holds
She
when
says trying to do it. We'll see.
we'll see.
I might do that one just I might do that one just for the sake of it. I already know a beatdown's happening, but I'm going to just do it, just for the sake of it.
I think it depends on what the rules are.
Correct. I agree. I
So
agree with you there. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the usual suspects will come back. I think everybody just took a year off and all that stuff. It was good
Right,
to see
and
some
then
new talent.
that's fine. And sometimes stuff goes in cycles. So
Correct.
um, it goes in cycles. Um, outside of Sunny, none of the girls that fought for sweet fights to me just really stood out. Like you
No.
know, like a Mala, like a well,
Bella,
other folks that
Nikki.
fought for the company. Bella, right? Yeah, none of them to me just stood out. I mean, Sunny, yes, but other than that,
Yeah,
none of them to
Nikki
me.
Garland fought, but
Oh,
but she wasn't. Yeah, forgot about her. I knew I left out somebody.
and we still have our beloved like Alexa Brooke, who still is
Yeah, we don't
out
know.
for right now. We don't know if she's
Yeah,
ever coming back.
we
So
don't
that's why
know.
I said, I mean, next year, 2023, you merge these girls we have on the list with. I mean, I don't know how well we can get or all that talent can mesh together and fight each other across the different promotions. That could be
We'll
something.
see.
I think what one thing is when we post this list up, I think it definitely would spark and stir some controversy because you'll have some people that may feel strongly or otherwise. Where
You know what?
Queens Clash um
Yep.
may have something to say. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah,
opportunities. So
that's fine. That's fine with
for
me. I don't have a
other
problem.
ladies
I
to
don't have
be
a
on
problem.
the list.
I don't have a problem at all.
So
The point of the list is to like you said. The point of the list is to a strike conversation, like you said. It's to stir stuff, like you said, stir fans' minds. That's the whole point of the list.
and
It's not
if you
easy to
don't
come
like
up
when
with a
you're on
list.
the list, fight people and beat people. So I mean, because if you
Exactly.
look, like I said, 5 of the 8, they have multiple fights this year for what it's
And
worth.
you know what? They deserve to be on the list, right? These five deserve to be on the list, like you
They're the
said.
ones that
The
put in
point of
work.
it is
Like, I'm not gonna complain who put in work. I just gotta go with who
exactly,
put in work.
exactly, because we have to do this because, like you said, the normal people, the normal ladies, they all kind of most of them took the year off. Let's be serious,
Right.
right?
And
Most of them
which
took
is
the year
fine.
off. Most of them. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but let's be serious. If one
Yeah.
of them you saw them at the early in the year, and then after that, nowhere to be seen. They're doing their own stuff. Life is life. Life happens. You say it all the time. Catfights are minor
Right.
miracles, people. Catfights are minor miracles.
Trying to pull
So
these
we're
things
taking,
off.
so we're taking care of
I'm
the
gonna say
yeah,
my match of the year is, even though it was recent, I'm gonna say it was probably best fight I saw this year was probably Patience and Peyton.
agree. I agree with you. Right, I agree with you. That has to be the number for me and you. Me and you personally, I agree with you. That the one it wasn't how long ago? It wasn't even that
Now,
long ago.
I enjoyed
I enjoyed
the
that fight.
Queen Road May
Uh, Mandy Man.
Maddie May. I enjoyed watching that fight more, but the better fight was Patience and Peyton by far. By
Yeah, we
far.
agree. Do we have a list? Do we have a list for 2, 3, 4, and 5? Let's just go top five. We agree on one. That's kind of
I
obvious. We agree
mean,
on one.
I I mean, you
I
can,
have
but
five.
I don't. Okay, if you got 5, I'm struggling to get 5.
Okay, so the first one, I agree with you. Patience versus Peyton. I agree with you there. The next fight I have is who is it? For sweet fights, I found a few. I don't know how I found a few, but I found a few. I
To
got
me,
Bella
it's like
versus Nikki.
okay,
I have Bella Lux versus Nikki. You haven't seen that one. That one was a good one. As
okay.
Klaus Lev always says, 1-0 is not one. All 1-0 is not different. This one wasn't even one. This wasn't even 1-0. I'll leave it at
Are
that.
not the same. Yeah, all one over.
I will say that this fight, I will say that this fight had no submissions. Now watch the rest. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it
Yeah.
at that. The other one is Sonny versus I forgot about Vika. I forgot about her. I knew I forgot somebody. Yeah, Vika model. That one's on my list. That's number 3. I'm trying to see what else I can find.
Because to
I was
me,
gonna do
it's
one.
like Sweet Fights had like at least 3 of them that probably was
Yeah,
top
yeah,
5. It just, I,
yeah.
it
I
was
already named
splitting
2.
hairs trying to, it was splitting hairs trying to
There's one more.
figure
There's
out.
one more I have to think of. Who's the other one? There's one more. Who is the other one? Oh yeah, the other one was Aubrey Brooke versus the ECW Brooke. That made my list. That was this year, early July, early January. I went back to my library to
Right.
find that one.
That was a good fight.
Yeah,
I did buy
that was
that fight.
definitely
That was a good fight.
me too. I have that in my library. That's why I said this.
Right. That was a good fight.
Oh yeah, and Caddy fights. I gotta give you a shout out. I'm trying to figure out. He has so many good fights. I have to actually think. I gotta give him a shout out. He deserves to be. It's
Right,
one of the
but
fights.
he already got my producer of the year vote. It's just a matter of I just don't
He
know
just yeah.
if any of the fights was to the point where I'm just like now the Tiffany fight I was around to just because of her
Ah
style,
ah
but stamina of
yeah.
course had a lot. The Ebony I've always enjoyed her every time I saw her on the mat. With the Ebony with the eye, I thought she always was a strong competitor.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The Reggae and Tilly fight is definitely in the top five this year. It's definitely up there. We all know who won, but it's up
but
there.
was it right? But was it top five though? I mean, if
It's
it
really
comes to
hard after.
top five,
Yeah, go ahead.
either the ending had to shock you. I felt like for a top five match, either the ending had to be shocking or something had to go unexpected, or not
Gotcha.
to the norm. That's why I
Gotcha.
kind of. It was a good fight because you got two good people who know what they're doing, and two legends of the mat. But was it top five?
Yeah. It's kind of, dude. It's hard. I did well just if you get four. I'm struggling for five right now. To be serious with you, I found
With
four. I don't know how.
which is where I would bring in probably one of the ones for Mexican catfights, one of the ones with Valentina. Just to be
Yeah,
fair,
she deserves. Yeah, yeah. She's on there. She's on
the
here for sure. Now I'm
one
trying
where
to figure
she
out
had
who.
the mini skirt, I think was the one versus Liza or whatever.
Yeah,
But
Liza.
I think what the thing about for this year is whether it was Mexican catfights, whether it was caddy fights, whether it was sweet
Uh-huh.
fights, the level of what they was doing, like trying to rank their fights even in their own categories, is
Yep.
just like even when Mexican catfights put out the poll about
Yep.
which one would you like to see a rematch of, and how you had different people saying
Yep.
different fights and why they
Yep.
liked it, and they're like, "Oh man, this is so tough," because again, the the nuances of them, and but that's a thing of establishing your style and hitting your stride, which we can say
Right.
that definitely with this year. We definitely say that
Yep.
with caddy fight. We can definitely say
Yep.
that with Mexican fight. So for them three, that's
Yep.
why I say it's kind of like as a conglomerate, I would take them as a group because it's kind of hard because it was all good, but try to. I mean, we really have to be nitpicking. So why I said for me this year, I just wanted to do the one fight that I thought was fight of the year, and then what fight that I enjoy watching the most. And that was it. I wasn't going to try to do okay. These are my top five, just because everybody came out with so much stuff that was
Yeah.
on par with each other. It was just like it was just hard to just. It was just hard to pick through. It's
We
like
definitely
I'm
agree.
trying to
Yeah.
pick
We definitely
I'm
agree.
going through
Yeah.
12 fights to pick for three spots. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm
We
not putting
definitely
that
agree
much
on Peyton
brain
and
power.
we definitely agree on Peyton and patience. I agree with you. I was thoroughly entertained with that fight.
And this
I'm
is
not even
not
gonna
even
lie.
including the
That's
fact that this is leaving out Patience and Karma. And remember, Patience was a last minute throw in for the
sure
Karma
was
fight.
because it was
And
supposed to be
Patience,
Karma and somebody else. I forgot who it was.
it was,
Yep.
remember the original setup was Karma and Savannah Fox. Then it got changed to Savannah Fox and Sarai.
And that yes,
And
and then we
then it
all
was
know what happened
supposed to
then.
be Karma and Sarai, and then it ended up being
Yep.
Patience and Karma. I just,
Karma. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's what happens. I, so that being said, um, so um, yeah, and so we'll put
Yeah.
this 8 out in the morning. We'll see traffic we buzz and generate on that.
I'm wondering what who the fans want to see next year. I'm doing
I mean,
hypotheticals. I know
you can already see that already on Reagan's feed. Um,
Yeah.
I'm again, you have some this that I would like to think if the show has a legacy, is that the fact that we have helped educate the fans from both the fan standpoint and the producer standpoint, what to
Yep.
look
I
for in
agree.
the fight, because I would like to think one thing that's moved the needle this year
Right.
is I would like to say getting two girls like case in point with Sarai and
Savannah
Savannah
Fox.
Fox. Getting two girls that look absolutely stunning does not make a good fight. That's not all what it is.
No.
I need
Yeah.
two that have equal skill or as close, which goes back to my Rogue and Mandy May fight. Mandy May fight. I
Yep.
enjoyed because of the not only were they equal in size roughly, but also skill level.
Yep.
Girl that day was just better than the other. But Peyton and
Yep.
Patience, they each have had at least one baptism by fire, and
Yep.
now you see what I'm saying? And with Sonny's fight, except for the Sonny's fight with Shakira, that outside of that, most
Oof.
of
Yeah.
these other ones this year was ones
Yep.
where it was pretty even down the board. It came down, you don't know who's going.
Yep.
Um, and the outcome was always in doubt. Um,
Yeah, the
so
Sonny versus Vika fight was very good because, like I said, Sonny actually made it very good. That was her debut, and she actually pushed Vika. It's not like Vika had it easy. People, she had to work for these
well,
submissions.
so
So that was a quality fight
so
there.
again, so that's why it's like this was an interesting year. This because,
It
like I
was.
said, Lyric retiring, sexy wife and them going out the
Mm.
game.
Yep.
We have injuries with Alexa Brooke and some of the other ones where they was out.
Yep. Yep.
Military service for the others,
Yep.
So it was just that what was going to
Yep.
fill the void, and so what we got to fill the void. So
Correct.
all in all, but I like to think, going back to my point of the show, I like to think one of the things that we have done is help move the needle to let folks get folks to understand that not only do they, you want the physiques, the physical stuff, like trying to have Reagan fight Paris Love made. I mean, it
No.
just
No.
that's
No.
too my ass or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
One
Although there
might.
will
One.
always be a market for fights like that where there'll be, but for the grand scheme of things, no.
No.
But that being said, um, I think just styles of fight. If you got a girl that is a counter puncher, for lack of a better term, you put two counter punchers in a match together, you're gonna have
Mm,
just a bunch of fainting and everybody just kind of standing there and
exactly.
nobody's being aggressive,
Yep.
versus if you got so just even the temperament and of the girls, all that matters, all that matters. So I'm glad to
Agreed.
see at least there be some movement in towards that realm. Um, yeah, so I would like to think that there was some good stuff in there, but so we'll see.
Yeah. 2023 hopefully will be better. Hopefully 2023 will be good or just as even better than this year. This year was good. Don't get me wrong, but 2023 is exciting. If everybody comes back like we hope they come back, right, with fresh minds, and hopefully we'll see some quality ones, and maybe the fans will get what they want. I'm not saying all the time. You ain't gonna get all of your fights, but you might get a good amount. We'll see. There's been talk about a few
Well,
people in the industry who want to fight against other people. We'll see. All right, we'll just have to see,
we'll
man,
see.
like everybody else. We're in a wait and see process. So yeah, people, that's pretty much it. I don't think we got any more to talk about, really. That's
That's
it
pretty
for
much
that.
it.
Time to roll the
Yes, sir.
credits.
Yes,
Time to
ladies,
roll
and
the
we got a
credits.
good half hour. We got a good
Yes,
half
people.
hour out of him.
We got almost 35 minutes out of this, pretty much, which is coming up right about
Um,
now. I'm gonna give the man some time. Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead.
yeah, of course, you can reach me on Carl's Web at IG and Twitter.
And you can reach me at Clem underscore uh Akufo on IG and at Clem Akufo on Twitter. And yes, everybody, For the reminder note, the next show will be Monday, January 9th. I got my calendar for next year already,
Yeah, so
which is
January
something
9th.
I'm proud of because usually I'm lackadaisical in that category. So the next show will be on January 9th. We might have a fight, we might not. Who knows?
Who
Oh yeah,
knows? Who knows?
before I leave, I'm going to do my list of cat fights companies, which your clause well, you are on that list. I know you haven't had a produced one, but you are on the list. I have five. I have Slap City at four. I got Sweet Fights number one. I have to put him up number one because that's kind of obvious. He's number one. I got Cats Review at number three, and I got Tilly at two. And that's my cat fight company list because there's only five right now,
Well,
anyways.
well,
There's some
because
people up and coming.
I am a producer, I will will abstain from this list because I feel like it's
You
not
have
fair
to.
for
You
me to
have to.
vote. Yeah, it's kind of like the Kirk Herbstreit thing. He don't pick the game that he calls. That's like, nah, that's not. But
Yeah,
I
the only
would
reason I
like.
put you in is because there's so few. There's so few cat fights still. There's like some people are trying to
I
come
still
up, but
want
they're
to
not
shout out
established. You're
again,
established.
again, the new blood that came in. Caddy fights coming in, making a bang. Slap City coming in, making a bang. Um, Mexican cat fights, even though they started last year, continuing on.
Yep.
Reagan, still
Yep.
pushing through because now Reagan has done now
Yep.
three. She's gotten three of these in the
Three.
can. Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm just happy to see the new blood come in and just seeing what they offer to the culture and they add to the legacy that
I'm
is
loving this right
catfighting. So yeah,
So
so
yeah, right now I got Caddy Fights. I definitely got Caddy Fights as honorable mention. He's on the top of my list. Mexican Cat Fight is definitely at the top of the list. Honorable mention. Caddy Fights is right behind him. So you're right. Happy to see these new
so
bloods coming in. I'm excited to see what they're going to do for the not just this year, next year. I want to see how they're going to build
right.
off of this
Yeah,
success.
I think like I said, 2022 was good. Like I said, I think it was a changing of the guard, like I said again, with some of the talent coming in and coming out. And so 2023, it'll be really interesting to see. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see how 2023
Yes.
rocks out.
Okay, everybody. From the parts unknown, Claw Show. We'll be back again on January 9th. As everybody knows, 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Until then, we are out. Have a good night, everyone. Happy New Year to everybody. Also, party responsibly, people. Please.
Yes, party responsibly. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.